do something for Jesus.
Amen.
I said do something for Jesus.
Amen.
It'll matter in the end. You know, let me share this story. It was and I think I've shared it before. A wise man who used to go to the beach to write, and as he would write, he would walk along the beach, and then before he began his work. So one day, as he was walking along the shore, he looked at what appeared to be a human figure running down the beach. He caught up to see what was happening, and as he got closer, he noticed a young man. And the young man was, watch this, he was reaching down on the shore, picking up objects, and he was throwing them back into the sea. As he came closer, he asked the young man, he said, "Good morning." He said, "May I ask you, what are you doing?" The young man paused, looked up and replied. He said, "I'm throwing starfish into the ocean." And the man said, "Can I ask you why you're throwing starfish in the ocean?" And he seemed a little surprised, and the young man said, "The sun is up and the tide is out. And if I don't throw them in, they will die." Upon hearing this, the wise man said, "But young man, do you not realize that there are miles and miles of beach, and there are starfish along every mile? You can't possibly make a difference throwing one starfish back into the ocean." And the young man said, "Yeah, you're right, but it made a difference to this one right here." And he threw it in the ocean. You know, I said this because sometimes we fail to realize how the little that we do might seem small to you, but it don't seem small to God.
All right.
It don't seem small to God. And I think sometimes people have a tendency not to do stuff for God because they don't think that they can be great or they can be big. But one of the quotes I love by Dr. King, he said, you know, you don't have to be fantastic or brilliant to be great. All you have to do is be a servant. And you know, I've been getting called on all this week, and I've been reflecting on this, and I need to tell some of us today, I pray that you just don't live your life for you alone. Are you hearing me today?
Amen.
And I pray that you will get to a point where you'll understand, without doubt, you'll understand that when I do this or I did that, I did it for Jesus.
Amen.
This week has been an amazing week. I was at a Martin Luther King program on Friday. I was here Thursday night watching War Room. I was with the mission Saturday morning. I was at the funeral Saturday evening. I rushed home trying to get ready for this on Saturday. You know, I just been one thing after another.
Amen.
But listen, Reverend Craig talked about the War Room, and I know some of you. How many of y'all have seen War Room? How many of y'all have seen it? Okay, how many of y'all have seen it? The message, and I don't want to mess it up for nobody, but the message in that movie is that woman prayed that God would send her somebody to help.
All right.
And when that somebody showed up, she knew she was on assignment.
All right.
And she didn't allow anything to stop her from doing what God told her to do.
Nobody.
Are you hearing me today?
Yeah.
She made her mind up. I am going to make a difference
All right.
in somebody's life.
All right.
And that's I'm cutting across the field because a lot of times when we hear this parable, we get it mixed up and we don't really see the true meaning. But there's something deep inside this parable that all of us need to know. But I pray that you are not just going through life every day, you know, not really understanding your purpose.
All right.
You have a job to do if you're a child of God.
All right.
And God has put some people around you, and you need to handle it the right way. And if you handle it the right way, you'll make a difference in somebody's life.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm praying.
Amen.
Watch this. Look at this parable. Can I just pull some stuff out of here.
Go ahead, sir.
It's the parable of the sheep and the goats.
All right.
Look at your neighbor and say, please don't be a goat.
Please don't be a goat.
All right, all right,
Don't be a goat.
all right.
And watch this. The parable, Reverend Judson, builds on the previous parables. The parable that he gave about the bridegroom, the master, and the owner. Now watch this. Each one of these stories, even this one, stresses, watch this, readiness.
All right, all right.
Somebody say, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Ready?
Stresses readiness for a return. Can I preach a little while?
Amen. Go ahead.
Watch this. He said the Son of Man is going to come in his glory, and the angels with him, and he's going to sit on his throne, and all the nations are going to be gathered before him, and when he gathers them before him, he's going to start separating.
All right, all right.
Amen.
That's what the Bible
That's
says.
right, that's
He's
right.
going to separate them as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he's going to put, watch, the sheep on his right, and the goats on his left.
All right.
And then he's going to say to those on the right, and I love this, come, you who are blessed by my Father. Take what's been prepared for
All
you
right, all right.
before the creation of this world.
Amen.
For I was hungry, he gave me something to eat.
All right, all right.
I was thirsty, he gave me something to drink.
Yes.
I was a stranger, he invited me in.
Come on now.
I needed some clothes,
Yeah.
you gave me some clothes.
All right.
I was sick, and you looked down. I was in prison, and they said, Lord, when did we see you sick? When? Now watch this. He says, as much as you did it to the least of these, my brother. Watch this. This is the key. You did it unto me.